Well, hello everyone. This is Bob Singh joining, and we are in the event of sharing multiple ways to grow and multiply your studio revenue.
I will fight. I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue. I will stay. I will stay with you. We'll make it to the other side, like lovers do.
I had to start with a little bit of music. You see, the truth about running a studio, it's not easy. It's not about choreography and applause. It's payroll, it's parents, it's pressure. And let's be honest, sometimes it's wondering if the lights will stay on after the recital season. I've been there, I've done it, not once, but three times. Owning three studios taught me one truth: there's a difference between an owner operator and being an owner builder. The owner operator works in the studio, every class, every costume, every crisis. The owner builder works on the studio, building teams, systems, and revenue streams that run with or without them, better without them. You see, that's freedom, that's scale, that's sustainability. So today, I'm not here to motivate you, I'm here to liberate you, because if your studio depends on you doing everything, then you don't own a studio. Your studio owns you, you see. So, what do I want to do today? I'm going to ask the listeners, take a pen and piece of paper, because I'm going to share real, practical, proven ways to grow your studio revenue, impact, and improve your peace of mind. I'm not going to give you theory, I'm not going to give you fluff. I'm going to give you real examples from my own experiences and hundreds of studios we have coached through SmartStudioCircle studios. You guys ready? Let's do it. First up is pricing. First thing you have to focus on is pricing. Because most studio owners undercharge, not because they lack value, but because they lack clarity. People don't pay for what's cheapest, they pay for what's clear. And here's how you can fix it. At my second studio, we moved from a per class model to membership. $59 for one class per week, $99 for two, $149 for limited. See, now with that model, parents stopped counting attendance and they started valuing belonging. Revenue became more predictable. Stress disappeared. Within 6 months, revenue grew by 40%. So this is the first one that I shared, which is membership model. You guys got that? $59 for one class per week, $99 for two, and $149 for unlimited. Now, of course, you have to describe what they get, right? And guess what most of the parents chose? $149 for unlimited. Moving on to premium tiers. So in one studio, we created a studio elite tier of $249 a month, which includes one private session per month, free recital ticket, and early registration. So we created a studio elite tier, $249 a month. It included one private lesson per month, free recital ticket, and 1 early registration. Guess what happened? 30 families joined instantly. That was $7,500 new recurring revenue per month. Without any extra work, just adding, showing more value. You see, when you give clarity in your presentation, you are going to get more subscribers. There's no saying, right? Okay, the third one, and I hope you guys are taking notes. You charge for your expertise, not your hours. See, private lessons aren't side gigs. That's personal coaching. Raise your rate, add parent updates, send a newsletter. And in one of my dance studios, we are charging $110 per hour minimum. You see, confidence is your price tag. Because you are not just teaching dance, you're teaching what? Life skills, confidence, persona, discovery of each student, depending on what age level they come in at, right? So now we also, as a fourth tip, we added an annual convenience fee. We added a $35 technology and maintenance fee. No one objected. In studio number 1 that I have, we have 355 students. And that was almost $12,000 extra per month. See, that's a new floor that was paid for by the organization. So, idea number 5. We started bundling packages. We combined tuition, costumes, and recital fee into one performance plan. And because when kids have to go for competitions, costumes can get very pricey. And so we brokered a relationship with a vendor. We made sure that costumes had not to exceed cost. The recital fee was also not to exceed, and our tuition. We packaged it all together. Parents loved it. We reduced the number of invoices that we would sell or we would have to send out. And simplicity sells. When your pricing is structured, your confidence is automatic. So I've just covered 5 tips on rethinking your pricing. Now keep in mind, if you go back and sell to your own existing customers, that's where the most revenue is. So we got to move on to the next section. And I'm not showing you guys slides here. There's a reason for it. I want you guys to please take notes. Okay? Performance profits. This is also being recorded, so it will be available again. Recitals aren't just shows, though they are emotional landmark in a family story. And emotions drive value. So let's make your shows profitable and powerful. How many shows do you do? Well, it depends. How many graduations are you working on? And how many different dance types you're teaching? And how many total students you have? So we created ticket tiers. 50 people, general, premium, VIP. General for $25, premium for $40, VIP for $60. These are actually implemented techniques in our own dance studios that I'm sharing. You see, when you get a VIP, you get a priority and you get a free souvenir program. The VIPs get sold out first. Why? Because the souvenirs and a little extra discount on the next annual cycle, it adds. So what we are doing is we're not just selling on a per month basis, we are adding continuity to the next year with this program. So here, come for the recital, sign up for next year. With this ticket pricing, our profits went from $6,400 to $11,000 for that segment of work. We also started selling digital tickets, much like this live podcast that you have, right? We sold digital tickets, $10 a pop, and we had about 145 grandparents who were watching online. That was another $1,450. That was just pure margin because we had to get a camera and provide a focus, make sure everything was audible over Zoom. Done. Okay, now comes the cool part: local sponsorships. So we partnered with a local orthodontist, right, for a $250 program ad. And we got 4 local sponsorships for a total of $1,000. And then, last but not least, memory package. See, photographers paid us $500 for vendor fees. And what they did was they came in, took pictures of everyone, and they sold branded recitals USBs for $29 each, because they were sharing a story. You see, it was if the recital breaks even, it's an event. If it profits, it's an asset. And so these are some ideas that you can use for your purpose. I want to get into the third section where we diversify your offerings. The studio that survives diversifies. One income stream is one point of failure. You understand? So how about you build multiple income streams? You see, depending on what your dance studio is all about, you can start adding additional revenue streams. We created adult classes like dance and wine Wednesdays. So we get 20 dance students, $25 each, it's $500 a night. And we did 2 nights a month, that's $1,000 a month. They come for fitness and stayed for the community. So this is one example of an offering. Birthday parties. Now, we basically started creating birthday party packages. So a 90-minute birthday party package for $350, which gets 30 people, a cake, and a dance coaching lesson to the group, like a mini class. And if somebody's already skilled, they can give a small performance. And we are doing about 2 every weekend, right? So that's $700 times 4, about $2,800 a month. This is diversifying our offering. We also brought in a TikTok choreographer, so we can have guest master classes. Somebody who's really good at coaching. We offered their lessons for $25 a pop. So we got 60 dancers. That was $1,500 in revenue, right? And after our payout of $500, we netted about $1,000. Now, our studios are not being used all the time. So we get a lot of our own students who want to teach yoga or acting classes. So we rent out parts of our studio for $45 an hour, and our average rental per week is about 10 hours per week. So at $45 an hour, and an average, that's on the low side, we make about $1,800 per month. So, okay, are you guys ready for the last one? Summer camps, correct? I know you guys are offering summer camps and you're like, what's the big deal, right? Now, if you offer a summer camp, which is like an Encanto camp, a hip hop heroes, or Acros explosion, something for a period of 6 weeks with 20 kids at $300 per week, right? So the camp runs for 1 week, but you have 6 offerings. So the summer slump turns into summer surge. So don't wait for the slow season. Design your momentum in November, December. When people are shopping over Black Friday, right? Your summer camp should already be out and positioned. So you don't wait for slow seasons. You design your momentum as you go. So the next section I want to cover is creating your digital studio. Because if you are only serving your local zip code and adjoining areas, you're not leveraging everything you possibly could with going online. So we created one course called Master Your Turns for a $49 access. And with this one online course, we got 75 buyers. Now, granted, this was for ballet. We had to figure out what cities would be more popular. Now, we are in Bay Area near San Francisco, right? We had plenty of community here. But then we now have students in other parts of the country, in Atlanta, Georgia, San Francisco, New York. So the point is, we use AI to figure out what areas are in demand by simple questions that we ask AI. So we also do virtual coaching. You see, when we do in-person coaching, it's 110 bucks an hour. But when we do Zoom sessions with alumni or just online, we can charge anywhere between $55 to $80 an hour. These are one-on-one. Now, sometimes a family joins and we don't mind. So then we have multiple people learning in these virtual coaching lessons. They get personal training and you get global clients. We also created in one of the studios where we have Indian dances, Bharatnatyam, which requires, oh my God, 13 years of practice for the final recital, right? We created a technique club that we charged $19 a month, and we provided videos, nutritional guide, mindset tips, and we had 85 members that signed up for that on a recurring basis. And then these days, if you do YouTube monetization, right? We haven't explored this one ourselves yet because you have to have a vlog hit of 10,000 subscribers, right? So because of student privacy, we don't post their videos. We let them do their own thing. So But you can do a behind the recital vlog, which will require you to get approval from your students and parents for recording them. So if you do the behind the recital vlog, you can get sponsored that may pay money for that. So internet is, I think, a bigger stage than our dance studios. So we just have to step there. So now, automating and scaling with AI. Man, this is the fun part. AI isn't the enemy, it's an assistant that I've been praying for. We have chatbot support installed on every site that answers FAQs, right? Class times, dress code, policies. It handles about 650 chats a month, which is about 20 admin hours saved and about half a paycheck recovered, because then that money can go towards serving customers in person, more dance lessons, vibing with the clients, and so on. So we also have retention automation. We have AI that flags if kids have been missing for 2+ weeks, and then we send them a note: "We miss you. Come back and get our free makeup classes." This helps retention. We also have AI marketing, where we use AI for writing our newsletters, our captions, our ad headlines, right? And I think that's about 6 hours of work, which comes down to about 15 minutes. So our engagement doubles, but then AI does not replace your session, it multiplies it. Now, brand and legacy. I've got 4 ideas in here for you guys. You guys ready? These final 4 ideas are about legacy, because real success is when your studio grows without you. Don't you want to not be in your studio owners, and let things run by itself, right? So you should create a merchandise line. So you can get limited edition hoodies for competition season, and you should calculate your profit. So if you have about 50 or 100 students, you see each one can buy a hoodie from you. So in one of our studios, we had a net profit of $35 per hoodie, and we sold 200 for a total of $7,000 profit in 2 weeks. And guess what? Every student became a walking billboard. We also launched teacher training. We launched an instructor accelerator, an 8-week mentorship program for $800. And we got 10 students in that. And that was a $8,000 future team pipeline. We were training people, and we can then hire these folks as instructors in our own dance studio. Now, you have to think a little smarter. You have one lease, right, for one dance studio, and starting a second location. So instead of signing a new lease, we started weekend pop-ups in another town by renting a small location. So when we opened this location, 80 families joined before we opened. And that gave us an idea to measure our expansion before we signed the second lease. So smart growth is about measured expansion. So we also license our curriculum, like our preschool syllabus becomes a $400 license. And we have done about 30 licenses so far. That's about $12,000 in extra revenue. That's not studio time, it's all digital. So when your systems work, they stop being routine, they become products. So listen, scaling a studio is not about working harder. It's about working smart. You don't have to teach every class to make an impact, and you don't have to design every system that carries your vision forward. If you start layering even 3 or 4 of these 25 ideas, your studio won't just make more money, it'll give your life back. Because your goal isn't to be the hardest working person in this world, right? It's to build a room full of people that are moving with you. Folks, that's the new era of studio ownership, where passion meets process, where artistry funds freedom, and where dance becomes a business that dances back. I am Bob Singh. This is Smart Circle Studio, where we dive into AI, automation, and freedom systems for modern studios. I have a little extra gift for you guys today because my father taught me one thing, that not only finish what you have in front of you, but do a little bit extra. So I added a part 2. You guys ready for more? We have 35 more ways of multiplying your studio. Now, in part 1, I created 25 practical ways to grow your studio income, from membership to merchandise, from summer camps to digital programs, right? Now, once you have built income, the next challenge is to scale. And scaling is where more studio owners hit the wall. And I just wanted to get it done in this session itself, rather than say, hey, come back in the next session. See, I owned 3 studios myself, and for years I was stuck in that cycle, chasing growth, but drowning in responsibility. But then one day, when I was tired, something changed. I stopped asking, how can I make more? But instead, I started asking, how can I multiply what's already working? You see, I want to make more money. I want to make more money is not the right thing. Asking, how can I multiply what's already working? That was about, and looking at what I was doing efficiently. So what I'm going to do in this next part is walk you through 35 system strategies and shifts that I observed that I hope will help you with your revenue, your freedom, and your impact without multiplying your exhaustion. Yeah? Let's dive right in. So I'm going to first get into the first step, which isn't more effort, but it's more systems. You don't grow by adding more classes. You grow by making every process repeatable, measurable, teachable. So the first thing you have to do is you have to document everything, like your daily routine, right? Scheduling, costume ordering, recital prep. Record these, create templates. Now, freedom can run them. Freedom starts with documentation. And then you use AI to fine-tune these templates. And when you have a working system, you can get AI to write the process for you and then build a training manual for your studio, what I call a studio playbook. You know what we call ours? The way we dance. That's what ours is called. It has values, policies, communication tones, communication tone, emergency procedures. Everyone that joined reads it. Every decision aligned with it. We can help you create it. Our AI can help you create it. We also automate parent communication. We have set up an automated welcome email, tuition reminders, and birthday greetings. We use AI to generate the tone. It's very personal but fast. And we save hours and keep families engaged. We also built a recurring revenue calendar. Like we have birthdays of every student, so we'll send out a reminder about our birthday events, right? With a coupon. So we list every cash event: registration, recital, photo week, merchandise drops. Then we space those out quarterly, and this helps smooths our cash flow and ends those dry months. What are the driest months in your studio? Right? August, September, May, and June. So we tend to get heavier retention. And like a CEO, I like my key performance indicators. So I track 5 metrics weekly: my enrollment count, my retention, class fill rate, profit margin, and churn. Who's leaving and why? See, numbers tell a story, and that builds feelings, that builds confidence. So those 5 metrics again are enrollments, retention, class fill rate, profit margin, and churn. We also create a hiring pipeline. So we recruit year around. We have students that become our assistants, assistants become teachers, then teachers become leaders, and this eliminates the last minute panic hires. So now, as a studio owner, do you have a studio manager? You see, if you write that manual I spoke of, uh, you can actually have a studio manager to delegate operation, even part time, and that'll free up your creative brain so you can do things. You see, you can't scale if you're stuck in the admin seat. This is how you go from becoming an owner, operator, to a business owner. Now, next thing. So I spoke about 7 tips for scaling your thing, scaling your studio: documentation, creating a playbook, automating parent communication, building a recurring revenue calendar, tracking metrics, creating a hiring pipeline, and promoting a studio manager. Now, you are a studio owner and you are not telling people about your studio. You see, marketing is your megaphone, and consistency beats genius every time. Don't wait there and try to make that perfect post. It doesn't matter. I mean, as long as the message is good enough, let's go. So I want to share 7 strategies that will multiply your reach and your revenue. First, build your marketing calendar. You have to map out your campaigns for the year. Are you listening? You have to market your campaign for the entire year. You have to have registrations, recitals, holidays, all color coded in a Google Sheet. And if you plan it ahead of time, it'll get done. You can also use AI powered social media like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini can be used for writing caption and scheduling posts. There's a really cool tool called metricool.com that you can use for scheduling social media on the different channels. So what we do is we feed the themes of joy, growth, and confidence. Then we add our own brand voice and we can roll out things through social media. Now, of course, it's not as fast as I'm telling you. I mean, it's work, but with AI, you save time. So if a post will take, say, 2 hours for a pro to marketing pro to build, we can do it in 15 minutes. We get the content from ChatGPT and we go to Canva, grab a template, design it in 15 minutes. So we also run enrollment sprints twice a year. We host a 5-day enrollment challenge, posting daily videos, offering trial classes, showcasing students' wins, and our enrollment grew by 23% from one sprint. And you must do that twice a year. You need to retarget your audience. You see, most parents in my dance studios visit us, and we have tracked this about 3 to 5 times before enrolling. We also have very cost conscious buyers. So we run low cost Facebook retargeting ads to remind them before we get into the enrollment sprints. And then video testimonials are priceless. If you're able to get a 15-second video clip sharing their child's transformation, that authenticity beats perfect. If you do one post per week, that social proof is golden. So you have to celebrate micro milestones. You have to feature dancers for consistency, kindness, teamwork, not just trophies, but you have to appreciate, give them certificates, and that builds retention, and it also makes shareable content for your audience. Last one in this area is building an email newsletter that sells. The weekly rhythm, you should have one story, one studio update, and one offer. Keep it simple because you don't have infinite time also, right? You create one story, one studio update, one offer. That newsletter, when it goes out weekly, people start looking forward to it. Keep it warm, keep it human and rhythmic. And you can create that using ChatGPT. You see, that consistency keeps the brand in their hearts and in their inboxes. So your studio voice online should feel like a warm-up room, welcoming, authentic, and alive. So in marketing area, I shared 7 ideas. I'll repeat: building a marketing calendar, using AI-powered social media with ChatGPT, Jasper, and Metrico, doing enrollment sprints, retargeting your audience with low-cost Facebook ads, using video testimonials, celebrating micro milestones, and building a email newsletter that sells. You see, the next thing is about team and culture. So if you have a small studio with about 150 to 100 students, you can do this. You should build a leadership ladder. You can create 4 levels. Like in our smaller studio, we have this. We have an assistant, an instructor, a program lead, and a manager. You pay more for responsibility and not for hours. Because you see, most of the studios pay by hour. We just pay a monthly salary, but we pay by responsibility. And you see, while hourly work sounds transactional, when we provide a responsibility, that creates a different culture of discipline and accountability. So growth attracts loyalty. We also have a profit sharing bonuses that we give out quarterly. We give that to our top 5% of the instructors, and that motivates everyone and our retention is perfect. We have had instructors that have been with us for over 4 years. We also do a monthly all hands meeting. We just stand around for 15 minutes to align everyone, celebrating when sharing goals, resetting energy. You see, culture is built in the rhythm, not retreats. We also have created a small teacher development fund where we pay teachers for workshops and conventions. We have some teachers that go to Dance Teacher Web, and that's tied into the loyalty agreement. You see, they grow, you retain the talent, and you give them something that they can enjoy away. Every teacher has a wonderful heart. They love to teach. We also have recognition rituals. We like do a golden berets, a small award each month for staff excellence. It costs me like $10, but it builds a $1 million energy. And then we promote from within. Our next manager is probably already on the floor. We train and trust. That's how we create leaders, not employees. So you're not just running a studio, folks. You're running a leadership school disguised as one. That's how I look at it. So in terms of team and culture, I shared 6 ideas: building a leadership ladder, profit sharing bonuses, monthly all hands meeting, teacher development fund, recognition rituals, and promoting from within. So my last part, AI, automation, and innovation. Let's talk about AI. The lever that multiplies time. Now, CircleRAM has a chatbot that automates 70% of the queries on class schedule, costume FAQs, policies. So we cut response time from 4 hours to 30 seconds. If somebody has a question when we are closed, they can just go to our chatbot and talk. We also, with our predictive analytics, AI shows which classes fill fastest and which may drop. So we reallocated teachers before problem hits. We also have smart pricing optimization with AI tools. So we use AI tools to recommend price increases by demand. When we tested it, a 5% tuition increased profit by 15%. So you have to figure out the cost model for each class with AI. We also automate lead nurturing with AI texts and email trials. Students automatically sign up when we send out text messaging, when we send out text messages, and the conversion happens. Something I want to try out in the future is voice AI, that in my voice or the studio manager's voice, we have a voicemail that drops to invite families to re-enroll. It'll sound real, warm, and save staff hours. So, video personalization. What if I could create a short personalized video for every student? So we could have welcome clips for each student. Parents would love it. They'll feel human, and scaling could be infinite because it's done with AI. So in this AI usage part, I shared 6 ideas: using a chatbot, using analytics to find problems on filling the classes. And if the classes don't fill, reallocation so students don't end up dropping. We have smart pricing optimization, automating lead nurturing with text messages, voice AI for follow ups, and video personalization tools. Video personalization tools is something we want to create in the future. My last part is partnership and community. You see, collaboration multiplies opportunities faster than competition ever could. So, for my dance studios, we go out and look at local business partners. So we co-promote our stuff with our products with cafes, boutiques, and photographers. We exchange flyer space, cross tag on Instagram, and share events. We have school partnerships with we offer after school dance programs to local PTAs, which are parent teacher associations, and schools provide the kids, and we bring the magic, and we gain about 50 families every semester. We also become brand sponsors for local school teams, and we also approach companies that align with values like Lululemon or Capizio, and we offer product placement and recital along with maybe a coupon that we can pass on to our students. We also do nonprofit partnerships like starting a scholarship fund and let local businesses contribute to it. And those things then become tax deductible. It impacts marketing that builds trust and viability. You see, when your studio serves the community starts serving your studios. So, in the community bit, I covered 5 ideas: local business partnership with cafes, boutiques, etc., school partnerships. The dance after school dance program is a big win. Uh, Getting brand sponsors, um, and nonprofit partnerships. So, the last one is financial freedom systems. You see, these last 5 are about freedom because scaling isn't just about money, it's about margin. Now, normally when you think about margin, you think about margin in money. How about margin in time? How about margin in energy? How about margin to create again? You think of profit in every system. Every time you get a deposit, you split it into 4 accounts: profit, owner pay, taxes, operating expenses. Think about this. Because if you don't pay yourself as an owner, why would you want to even do the freaking business? And if you're not going to have profit to pay your employees, why are you operating, right? You'll say, well, I'll get to that in the future. No, you create a profit first system. You split every deposit into 4 accounts: my profit account, my owner pay account, my taxes account, my operating expenses. If you don't plan for profit, it will never arrive. I promise you. Intentions manifest. Paulo Coelho wrote a book called The Alchemist. Yours truly wrote a book, Finding Your Identity, a Journey. Intentions manifest. So intend profit first. Think about subscription-based add-ons, like offer $19 a month performance club for behind-the-scenes video or extra workshops. You see, that's recurring revenue and gives you stable cash. Please use tools like LivePlan or Fathom to visualize monthly performance so you can see trends and make smart moves. Hire a bookkeeper, plus use AI as CFO Lite. We will do a session on how to be your own chief financial officer so you can kind of see not just transactions but strategy on the financial side of your business. Hire a bookkeeper. You can't grow if you're afraid of numbers. Don't outsource this, please. Because if your numbers are messy or are messed up by outsourcing, you're going to have trouble. So do it yourself. Master this. And with AI, it's really easy. So I am a software engineer by trade and now an author. And I never dreamt in my life if I would be running dance studios. Create a studio advisory board. Bring 3 to 5 trusted voices. Have a parent, a business mentor, teacher, somebody from SBA. And they see blind spots you can't, right? Host them at your own house for a nice meal, have a dinner. So I shared 5 ideas here too. What are those? Profit first system. Create 4 accounts. I'm repeating myself. Create 1 account for profit, 1 for owner pay, 1 for taxes, 1 for operating expenses. Do subscription-based add-ons. Have a financial dashboard. Life Plan or Fathom are really good to visualize money performance. Hire a bookkeeper, but be your own CFO. And have a studio advisory board. Freedom, folks, does not come from what you earn. It comes from what you understand. In my mind, freedom is the new success. Here's what I've learned, after 3 studios, a few mistakes and a lot of lessons. I got more, and I have gotten now into a mode where I want to build this community out so I can share the mistakes I've made, lessons I've learned, so you guys don't have to. Success isn't about building the busiest studio in town, it's about the most sustainable. Growth without system is chaos. But growth with system, that's legacy. And even if you take 5 out of these 35 ideas combined with 25 from part 1, in this video alone, I've given you 60 proven ways to grow income, multiply impact, and buy back your time. Because freedom isn't a dream, it's a decision. And today, you have a blueprint. I am Bob Singh with SmartStudioCircle, the movement where studio owners stop surviving and start scaling. Until next time, keep dancing forward because your business should move with as much rhythm as you do. God bless. Thank you, everyone.